It's Columbus, Ohio.
You are listening to WOOP-LP, Cleveland, Tennessee. WOOP FM is a broadcasting service of the Traditional Music Resource Center, and we play America's original music.
This is our initiation to the band song. If you make it through this one, you're hired. Well, the outhouse is still standing. Those Sears and Roebuck catalog, it's gone. There's that old oak seat that Jeff used to sit on. And down the lane he'd run. Sometimes he wouldn't make it, so he just had to fake it. And that's why they got such green, green grass at home.
Good morning, folks. You're live here on WOOP FM this morning, and we've got a brand new program sponsored by the Bradley County Master Gardeners Organization called Make It Grow.
As I run across the room to get to the microphone, good morning, Ron. We have Faith Sharp and Linda Merritt with us today, and we're glad to be here with them. And what are we talking about today?
Well, we're going to talk about growing for the next 4 weeks. If you got something in your yard that you want it to grow or you don't want it to grow, maybe, these are the places we're going to ask. We're going to be here from 9 to 9:45 the next 4 Saturdays counting today, and we'll have members of the Master Gardeners, and maybe one of you tell us about Master Gardeners, what that organization is before. If you got a question about your yard, call us here at 614-5553. Who wants to talk about Master Gardeners? Get up on the microphone and
get close.
Speak up.
They've been chatting the whole time, and now we're they're quiet.
Not even.
Go ahead, Faith.
All right, our Master Gardener organization. I mean, it's a nationwide organization, and in the state of Tennessee, we are affiliated with the UT. We have organizations in each county. Our organization was established in 2011. We're a fairly small group. We have a class that runs each spring, where we train for 14 weeks, learning all the different subject areas in plants, soils, trees, weeds, the environmental conditions.
Getting ready critters.
Yes, there's one on wildlife management, insects and disease. Like I said, it's 14 weeks, fruits and vegetables, nuts, all the different subjects you can think of. The classes run a weeknight, an evening from about 6 to 9-ish, with a break in there to eat. We take about 25, 35 students, adult students usually, although there is one space for a youth that we will take, a high school or college student that may want to learn about that.
Well, that's on an internship, isn't it?
Yes, it
Where
is.
We sponsor them to come to the class so they don't have to pay.
Right.
So
It's a good class. I'm currently in one of those classes.
Yes, you are.
And having a ball. I'm real good part at the eating part there in the middle.
Yes.
That's been not my favorite part, but that's what I know more about.
Right.
See, I could tell people, well, that's a sausage and things, but yeah, it's great, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now somebody wants to grow something. What should be the very first thing they want to do?
Choosing your site selection, and look around your yard, see where you have a space that you want to cultivate. Our soils here are a little bit poor, chert and clay for the most part, so you'll probably need to amend your soil or do your gardening in raised beds.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing that I've learned so far is go get the little box from the extension agency and get your dirt tested.
Yes.
Because you can't, and I was surprised, and something I learned is that dirt is dirt, no matter what you do. It doesn't change until you put some kind of organic matter into it if you want to improve your dirt, but the dirt's not going to get better by itself.
Well, the saying is dirt is what you bring in on your shoes when you walk in the house, and soil is what you put your plants in.
Okay.
There we go. Soil.
Soil, okay.
So, yes, like Faith was saying, our soil is pretty poor here, so amending it
And not very deep either.
Very important.
Yeah. Someone's calling us already. Did I see the light flash, or did I miss it?
I'm sorry, I wasn't looking.
Yes, here we go. Let's see if we can. Good morning, Live and Make You Grow.
Good morning, Ron and Deb. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Bullet. How are you?
I got a question for your guest.
Okay.
Well, I've got some rose bushes up where I take care of at our cemetery. Now, I think they're getting kind of looking like they're getting too big. Is there a certain time I can trim those things, or?
The proper pruning time for roses would be in the late winter, early spring, before they start to show any signs of new growth. You want to remove any old canes, damaged canes, broken canes, crossing canes, and then trim the bush. Depending on what type of rose you're growing out there, knockouts and shrub roses, you can trim them back quite heavily, sometimes nearly down to 12 inches. But usually the rule of thumb is about a third of the length of each cane. You can remove that much
I'm not
wood.
sure what brand they are, but they usually grow all summer. But they're kind of getting overrun. And I heard there's some kind of plant food you can put on them also to help them grow.
Yes, roses are heavy feeders. There are rose foods specifically labeled for roses, but really the important thing is something that's labeled for flowers. It'll have a higher number that is related to the blooms and keep those roses blooming all summer for you.
Well, I appreciate you guys. I don't have a green thumb, so I'm going to listen to you.
All right. Thanks, Bullet.
Okay, good talk.
All right, bye-bye. That's your first caller.
There you go.
Isn't that great? You can call us here at 614-5553 with your question about anything. And we don't do live lessons, but we do anything about with the growth. And if we don't have the answer today, we will write it down, get your name, and one of the 91 master gardeners in your organization can answer that question. If not, then we can get Kim involved in it.
Yes.
And Kim will ask somebody because he don't know the answer either, does he?
Since this big, sometimes. Well,
You got
can't know it all.
Wait a minute, you got a kid Kim here. This is your chance to get back
Big
at him
on
for
him.
all the things he's ever done. We've got the mic, okay? So you get.
No, we love Kim, and if you've got any other rose growers out there, they need to watch out for that disease that's affecting the knockout roses and some of the other roses. The growth on your roses will start to look like it's mutating. The canes get really soft and really thorny, and the flower blooms are kind of curled and deformed if they bloom at all. That's called rose rosette, and you can prune it out initially, but eventually that virus, which is transmitted by mite, will eventually destroy your rose bush. So your rose growers out there might want to look for that.
Okay, is that widespread right now, or is that something all the time, or just something currently is happening?
It's been it's been going on for quite some time, but we're seeing it more and more in mass plantings of knockout roses. A lot of in front of a subdivision or something, you'll have 50 or 100 knockout roses, and you'll see this strange dark red growth. All the new growth on a lot of the knockouts is red, but this is really strange looking. It's really clustered and got an awful lot of thorns and really soft canes, and that needs to be removed. And sometimes the whole bush needs to be taken out.
Okay. And now go back the soil test instead of the dirt test. Well, you may have dirt, and you got to make it soil. How's that?
Yes.
But there are instructions, and you go pick up the kit. It'll cost you $7, I think it is, to have your soil tested. So $6 or $7, can't remember exactly the price. And then they'll give you instructions how to do that. If you're planting a garden and you want certain crops, you want to ask them because every crop may have a different need. And so you test your dirt, and you'll find out that it needs more of this, and they'll tell you what type of fertilizer to put on it. And then I think in a few weeks we're going to talk about composting, which is was just a super interesting thing, and that you can improve your soil, but soil won't do it by itself. You have to add something back to it, because it'll just remain soil and won't change at all. I mean, maybe pine needles on it will make it more acidic.
Acidic, yes.
Yes. I'm glad that's why you're here.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
you have to be careful what you're putting in your soil, too, because a lot of people use leaves. They rake up their leaves and use them in their compost, and that has a tendency to raise the acidic level, especially oak leaves are kind of acidic. But composting's a good way to get rid of all those kitchen scraps, vegetable scraps, not meats.
Coffee grounds, eggshells, things like that.
Yeah.
those all add.
No meat products whatsoever.
No meat products at all.
No meats and cheeses.
And citric, orange peels and things like that are not necessarily that good here.
They're okay. Yeah, they'd be fine.
Okay.
Your worms may not like them quite so much.
I hate when that happens too.
Yeah.
Just-
No, we
Yeah,
like
you don't
our
want to
worms.
make the worms
Don't
mad
wanna make
'cause
the worms
They
mad,
really, really do a good job helping your dirt turn to soil.
yeah, they leave a little something as they pass through too. Yeah.
That's right. They're little,
Yes.
little
Literally as
castings.
it passes
Castings
through.
they leave behind.
Castings. Oh, that's a nice word for it,
Yes.
isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all that's important. What one thing? What's your favorite thing? I mean, what do you like most about planting, or what's your expertise?
Oh goodness, I grew up gardening with my mother up north, and I really enjoy taking a seed and watching it grow into something. I tend to lean towards vegetable gardening, although I do try my hand at roses quite a bit.
And now you work down. Tell us where you work.
I work at Ottawa Nursery in Ottawa.
Yes. So not only do you like it, you do it every day, right?
Every day.
I love to go there. That is a wonderful place. Tell everybody how to get there.
All right, we're on I-75 at exit 11, and then it's 4 lights down. You'll turn at the intersection where the Wendy's and the BP are, just a little bit past the Crylec offices, right there on the right-hand side.
Just past Sonic.
Yeah, the store has been there almost 25 years. They're having their anniversary this year. Mom and Pop owned. A couple of the kids work at the store, although they're a little grown now and in college. They still work at the store. People are real nice to us. We had almost 20 acres of trees, shrubs, soils, rocks, mulches, whatever you can. Sod. We sell sod and straw.
Let me ask you a question now. This, without hurting anybody's feeling over town here now. What's the difference between a nursery like that and the big box stores? You know, I mean, a lot of people buy plants at Lowe's and Home Depots and
Those big places.
big box stores and everything like that, and Walmarts and all that. What's the difference between a home-owned type nursery and then the big box stores? I mean, I've bought stuff at Lowe's for years and it grows and everything, but what's advantages or disadvantages
Or isn't there any?
I would say there are advantages and disadvantages. Our company is, because it's smaller and privately owned, our people give you a little bit more attention. A lot of our people are trained horticulturists. We can get more specialty items. I think some of the people that work at the bigger stores, they don't really have as much say-so as to what plant material and what types of things get brought in. They may not have the selection of native plants or some specialty items that we have because they buy what the other stores in their chain buy across the nation. And so in that regards, we do. And we have a full line of landscape installation, irrigation installation. We have landscape crews that come out and look at your property, and give you ideas of what to plant where, do you drawings and things like that. We offer delivery services where we will take the products out to your house and deliver them for you, all those different things.
All right, Betsy, what's your gardening favorites? And you're the historian, I understand, right?
Yes, I'm keeping track of all of our special events and
Like Make It Grow,
like
the
Make
radio
It Grow.
show. Yeah.
Yes. Honestly, I've been here. I'm a transplant from Michigan, so
You can't hear it in her voice.
no, not
Can
at
you
all.
say y'all yet?
Y'all? Yes,
yeah,
I can do
now
that.
you know the difference between y'all and all y'all. Y'all means you. All y'all means everybody.
Okay,
So
noted.
yeah. All right. Now you can learn that. Yeah.
No, I came down here and took the Master Gardener class last year to learn how to grow things in this dirt. Chert and clay. So now that I've learned how to do that, I'm leaning more towards getting the native plants in my landscape and vegetable gardening.
Okay.
Are two of the things that I like to focus on at the moment.
I'm a vegetable garden, but I do like but my problem is I like to plant a nice looking flower bed. Then that darn thing better stay that way. You know,
Well-
I like to come in there and do it one time and then but it don't work that way, does it?
If you plant perennials,
Yeah, but the weeds still get in there.
yes.
Those darn weeds. I can grow.
Yes.
I can grow them. I'm
Yeah.
really good at it.
Well, the weeds, that's garden because you get down there and you take out a little frustration pulling out some weeds and sometimes digging them out by the roots, which works better for things like dandelions because they're going to come right back if you pull their tops off.
Well, now when I used
Even
to work,
stronger.
I worked for the cable company here for about 23 years, and when I got a little upset or things weren't going right, I'd go get my Roundup and go out into our flower bed out in front of the office